You're live on YouTube.
Hello everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. My name's Ari Page, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer here at Fund&Grow. And today we have a great presentation that we're going to be going over. So I'm one of your presenters. Our other presenter for today is Mike Banks.
How's it going?
So today we're going to be going over how to quickly and easily secure $50,000 to $250,000 in funding, even during uncertain times. So we're going to be going over a lot of different things today, and as you can see up on your screen, we're going to go over some of the benefits of funding, how we create this type of funding, and how you can utilize this type of funding.
Yeah, and we're going to also bring up some case studies and show you guys examples, multiple examples of clients that I personally interviewed on our YouTube channel, clients that have gone through the program, they've gotten access to business credit, and they did exactly what you're seeing on the screen. They bought off-market real estate deals as a cash buyer by sending a wire transfer from the credit account to the title company. So we're going to talk more about that and explain how that process works, but you can essentially send a wire from the credit line to the title company, and now you can close as a cash buyer, you can fund rehabs and all kinds of stuff.
And just to know what you're getting into today, there's a lot of really cool features to this type of funding. The fact that it's not based off of your personal income. It's not, as far as partners go, you don't need to have investors and other partners taking over equity within your business. They're not going to be basing this solely off of your tax returns. They're not going to take away any of your collateral or assets. And there's a lot of really cool features to using this type of funding. We're going to be going over all of that today.
Yeah, and let us know if you guys can hear us loud and clear. Just wanted to make sure the audio's coming through. Come to the questions area and let us know that. Perfect. Thank you, Steve. All right, cool. Looks like everyone can hear us. But yeah, we're going to talk about how a lot of our real estate investor clients use it, but also any type of business, Amazon businesses, really any type of business is using this program to get access to funding. And what we usually get is business credit at 0% interest with an average of 12 months at zero interest. That doesn't show up on your personal credit report. That's something that a lot of our clients really like, is the fact that the business expenses and the debt that you put on these accounts won't reflect onto your personal credit, so your personal scores aren't going to be constantly fluctuating like they probably are right now if you're using your personal credit for your business. So you can fund your own cash deals. Like I said, you can rehab properties, you can buy them outright. A lot of wholesalers like this because now they can gain that ability to actually be the cash buyer, not just saying it. And then in the future, you're able to actually hold deals, add them to your rental portfolio. I'll show you some interviews in a little while of clients that one guy's got 45 rentals and he's added 3 more rentals to his portfolio in just the first few months of working with us.
Now, as far as using funding, real estate's only one of the many ways of doing it. So we're going to be going over all the different uses of funding, but more importantly, how to get access to it. How to get access to it and how to use it without incurring huge fees. So if everyone could come to the console, come to the questions area, and let us know what you'll be using your funding for. Obviously, as you know, funding is key to many businesses' success. In fact, 8 out of 10 businesses fail within the first 18 months due to lack of funds, according to Bloomberg. So our question is, what do you need the funds for? What are you going to use the funds for? And come to the questions area and let us know that.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull that up right now. So it looks like one person said real estate so far. And just let us know also, can you guys see the PowerPoint right now? You can see the actual slide on your screen, right? Steve says, I like the buy, hold, and repeat method, as well as I might start up another business for multiple streams of income. Absolutely great idea. You need the money to be able to grow. Like, for example, a lot of Amazon businesses have to wait 2 weeks before Amazon pays them based on what they've sold. So a lot of times you need that funding to hold you over to either pay for more marketing, buy more inventory, buy more properties. Obviously, we all know cash is king. So another guy says wholesaling, fix and flipping, buy and hold, other business. So we primarily have a lot of real estate investors that go through this program. I'd say about like 85% or something like that are real estate investors, but then everyone else is a real mix of different types of businesses. So
Yeah, so what we're going to be going over today is how to get access to that funding. So most of our clients are in real estate, but we have clients that are reselling on Amazon. We have normal brick and mortars. We have a whole variety of different business owners that want to invest in themselves and keep themselves in the driver's seat and not give away equity of their company in order to get a little bit of funding. So we get you a lot of funding while keeping you in the driver's seat, and that's what we're going to go over today. Some of the lengths of time when clients get started with us, it can take 3 to 4 weeks for funding to initially come in. For the larger amounts, it does take half to a full amount of the membership, which is 6 months to 12 months for the larger amounts. And we're going to go over how to set up a lendable entity, what that means to our clients, and also what are the common things that stop people from getting funding, how to overcome it, and how you can get funding.
Yeah, and the idea is you want to apply spread apart. You don't want to just keep applying all throughout that year. So that's why we separate it into 3 rounds of funding throughout the 12 months, and that's what we really recommend. So negotiating with the banks, that's something that we pay our employees an incentive-based commission on, whether they increase the account. And that's something that we really recommend. Following up, getting on the phone with the decision maker, and making sure it's reviewed by a human being, because a lot of times it's just systematically denied or approved for a small limit. And that's not always the end-all be-all. If you get on the phone and you speak to the actual decision maker, you could sit on hold for a while, but it's worth it. And that's what we pay our employees to do, and that's why we're able to get such large amounts for our clients. So like I said, we're going to share some case studies, some people who are actually using the credit. We have over 2,300 positive reviews with a 4.9 star rating. We deal with about 300 plus new clients every month. We submit about 1,500 to 2,000 new applications every month. We generate about $10 to $15 million every month in credit, so we really know the ropes, and that's what we're trying to share with you guys today.
And I just want to be clear, everyone can see the video as well as our slides. Do you see us up here, Mike? Yep. Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah, it's all piping through Vimix to go to webinar. Excellent.
So here you see me with my family, with my wife and my son and my daughter, and boy, is Dimitri getting big. Actually, this picture's a couple months old, because if I took a fresher picture, he'd be even taller.
Yeah. And that's me with my dad and my sister at a recent party that we had with Fund&Grow Mixer. We have a lot of parties at Ari's for each holiday, and that's what you're seeing there. My dad and my sister also work in the company as well. That's the whole team in front of our brand new office building. We just moved in a couple months ago. Team's growing. We're always interviewing. We're growing the team. We're up to about 52 employees now, and we've got more people starting as well. So we're growing. We're on the Inc. 5000 list 5 years in a row, and we're going to be here for a long time. So why should you watch the training? Like I just said, we've got a lot of experience in the industry. We've been in the space for 30 years, previously a mortgage brokerage, converted into a business credit service, and we've been doing the business credit thing for about 12 years now. Acquired over $1 billion in funding for our clients. We've grown our team to over 45 members. That actually needs to be updated because we're at 52 now. And we've got a lot of people following us on Facebook, on YouTube. Like I said, Inc. 5000 5 years in a row. And we've helped about 28,000 business owners and entrepreneurs to date.
And one thing I wanted to say before we talk about the bonus is that Fund&Grow is really launched during the crisis of 2007, 2008, which was obviously a huge crash for the economy, and that's when we really made it big, because there was a shift in lending that occurred at that time. And what happened was that business funding was still happening. Mortgages weren't, but funding was still occurring. The banks are just big cash flow machines. They have to lend money in order to make money. And so what we did was we took that experience, and of course the experience of not only during a crash time, but even during a growth period, and we have all of that industry experience. So right now, during the pandemic, we have continued to churn out funding. I know the pandemic is kind of, on its second wave. We don't hear about it much here in Florida, but the reality is it's in the second wave, and our amount of funding has just been ticking up. For the last 4 months in a row, we've gone up by $1 million a month. So funding is really coming back. That's something we're excited about. Is because we had seen a little bit of a dip during the pandemic, but we took our skills and what we knew from 2007, 2008, and we maximized our clients' what they were receiving through the way that our negotiators work. Mike mentioned earlier about our negotiators. Our negotiators are literally paid based off what they get for the individual. Mm-hmm. So if they're not getting funding for our clients, it's like a sale they didn't make. They're not getting those commissions. So we retooled what we were doing, and we went back to the drawing board to how we were doing it in 2007, 2008, and we greatly maximized the amount of funding that we're bringing in.
Yep.
And now that the economy is starting to settle back out, we feel that we're going to jump back up to even larger numbers.
Yep, and the demand for funding is there more than ever. We've got more clients coming in the door than ever before, so it couldn't be a better time to get in. So we got a $500 bonus for those of you that stay on until the end. We'll talk more about that at the end, and we'll be sending that out to everybody as well. And actually, this bonus is in regards to the offer at the end, so there'll be a discount. And there's going to be another discount for the veterans, so we'll talk more about that later. So building $250,000, how does that work? So here's how it works. We locate multiple banks that offer zero interest. We apply simultaneously. It's very important that you're able to submit those applications at the exact same time, which can be difficult, but it needs to happen so that it doesn't affect each other application. When you go to Bank of America and Chase, you want to make sure you do it at the same time because it could affect the application at the other bank.
Inquiries will go on one of the 3 different credit bureaus.
And then we're going to extend the zero interest by applying again after 6 months, 12 months, and we continue to repeat that process, merging accounts, moving balances over to the new accounts, and retaining the zero interest for as long as possible.
And they call this process the card stacking process, where you're essentially building over time larger and larger amounts of funding. You might only get 80,000 on your first round, but then you could build to 100,000. You might start with 30,000 on your first round. Next round you'll build to 70,000.
Yep.
And so all of the different experiences based off of your report, your credit report, but it's not going to report to your credit report. It'll report to your business. And then also if you have a business partner, we can double the amount of funding that you're going to get. And we'll talk more about that towards the end of the call.
Yep, and then here's a review from one of our clients, Jane, who's an attorney. Like I said, we have clients from all different types of businesses. This client received $67,000 and has a good review, and you can see over 2,300 of those online. This one got $155,000. Philip Morris, Heartway Ventures, 0% business funding at $155,000. Here's another one, $42,000 at zero interest.
And this client here, Val, mentions that it's been 3 months. So she's gone through about 1 batch of funding so far. So on her second batch, third batch, that could double, triple. And that's the way the program works.
So why don't you guys come to the questions area, let us know how much funding you would need for your business to grow to the next level. How much more are you trying to spend on marketing? How many more deals are you trying to pick up? How much funding do you need to grow to the next level? Come to the questions area and let us know. And then we're going to wait for those to come in. And as we're waiting, we'll bring up the next slide. And we're going to be talking about the entity and why that's important. We do set up entities for our clients. So if you don't have one, if you've just done a couple flips, you just started out, you don't have an entity yet, that does not disqualify you at all. It's really just about your credit score and your credit history. That's the main qualifier.
Now, I noticed that someone had asked a question about, so this is against you personally, not against your business. And the answer is, this is business credit. And if you do it the wrong way, then it will only be against you personally. For example, there's some banks that don't report it to the business credit. They also make it appear on the personal credit, even though it's a business credit account. And so what we do is we work with you to set up an entity so that the entity is the one that has the accounts reporting to it. Now, because it's personally guaranteed, it means that ultimately you are the guarantor of it. So if you were to just stop paying it for over 3 months, then eventually it would report to you personally. Mm-hmm. Now that's the way that this type of funding starts. But we have 2 different forms of funding. We're going to go over the second form a little bit later on this call, and we're going to talk about what non-recourse credit is. So just to be clear, none of this funding or the non-recourse funding appears on your personal credit report. Right. It is personally guaranteed, but it's not going to appear. It's going to report to the entity that we're talking about right here on this slide.
And just for the record, there really is no business credit at 0% interest that you can get anywhere without a personal credit check. So anything worth having, you're going to have a personal credit check.
And the question is it going to report to your personal credit or not? It's okay if they check your personal credit. The question is, we don't want it to report to the personal credit. That way you can use the entire account.
Yeah, we have to be clear about this because people are sometimes confused. Wait, are we talking about business credit or personal? Why are we talking personal credit? Because that's the qualifier, period. That's just the way it is. So the individualized consulting that you will receive with our team here in Spring Hill, Florida is really top notch. We take great care of our clients. We actually really care about our clients, and it shines through our reputation. That's why we have so many reviews, so many happy clients, so many big name affiliates referring clients to us. And we, like I said, we really take care of them. We have a one-on-one consultation with you in the beginning. We organize a complete plan of action and what banks we're going to target. If we say, hey, you need to pay down, a couple grand because you'll get better results, or hey, you need to do some credit repair because you'll get better results. We're upfront with people. We don't drag things out. We let you know right in the beginning of getting started with us. If you need any derogatories, if you need anything like that done, that'll be addressed in the very beginning of the process. So personal credit definitely affects your business credit score and the amount that you'll receive, as we've been talking about. And Ari, you want to show these different examples? Go ahead and take over.
So it's really important to know when looking at your credit, to know what module is being used. So it's really important that we're looking at your credit report the same way that a bank would look at it. So when you as a consumer go and look at your credit report, they're giving you a 24-month snapshot. They're not really telling you much. It's really important to see what the bank sees. So we run a bank level credit report on you, which is going to give us much more detailed information on you. Now, if you look on your screen, you'll see on the left-hand side a consumer credit report, and you'll see a full page only discloses 2 accounts. And on those 2 accounts, it only has a few fields per bureau. Whereas if you look on the right-hand side, the bank level credit report, you can see that one page yields many accounts, and on each one of those, many different data points. And so the point is, if you look at this bank level credit report carefully, you'll see that I have some items circled and in boxes. And so if we look at that red box at the top, the GMAC mortgage, you'll see that I circled the date opened. Now, the reason why I circled the date opened, but then over on the right-hand side under historical status, I circled the months reviewed along with that 01. And how do I set up the pointer on here?
Not sure.
Well, the reason I did that was to call out to the viewer how under the historical status field, they're telling the client that this account was set up 1 month ago. That's what that 01 is in the right-hand circle, the red circle. The 01, it says 1 month, even though this account's been open since 2005. They're robbing this client of his seasoning, but yet it's still reporting that it was open in 2005 because they don't use the field on the left-hand side to report the overall seasoning. They use the field on the right-hand side.
Do you guys see what we're talking about? The GMAC mortgage, it shows it was opened in 2005, but it only has 1 month's reviewed of seasoning, which means it's going to appear as a brand new account when in reality it's been open for like 15 years, and that actually should be playing in your favor, not to hurt you. If it was an older account, that means you have more seasoning, a good positive payment history. If it reports as a new account, it's going to bring your scores down.
So this is something that we help our clients get updated. Immediately their scores jump up. Immediately they are able to get access to more funding. And then if you look at the second example here that I have inside the blue box and the blue circles, you'll see that it's a Chase credit account. And in that card, on that card, you'll see that the high credit limit is set to 0. So that's where the limit should be. Normally it should say 10,000 or 50, whatever the limit is, it should say that. Now in this particular case, if you look to the right-hand side of that blue circle, you see the client has $5,300 on that credit account that is reporting a 0 limit. Now what happens in this instance is that the client is now $5,000 over their limit, when in reality, this particular type of card that Chase gives out, and by the way, all the banks give out these types of cards, this card doesn't report the limit intentionally. Chase calls it the no limit card. Bank of America calls theirs the fair and flexible card. American Express calls theirs the open card. All the major banks have cards that they give to high-end people, maybe a lot of the people on the call, that have fairly good personal credit, but they want to bring your scores down. They do these seasoning tricks like in the red. They do this here in the blue where they don't report the limit. So if you actually have a $25,000 limit and you think that by putting $5,000 on this card, that's not very much because I have a $25,000 limit, but they're not reporting the limit.
So what does that mean? It means you're over your limit. Whatever the balance is showing, you're immediately over limit, so you're overextended, your debt to credit ratio goes...
It drops.
So it makes you look worse.
And you're unable to get access to more funding through using your reports.
So there's little things like this that amount to big things, and affect the credit report and the approvals that you'll get.
And as soon as we get those items updated, these codes here, like right here, code 10, proportionate balance of credit limit is too high, or code 30, time since most recent account opening is too short, we get that updated. This client had time since most recent account opening is too short because it was showing that the account was open 1 month ago when it was actually open 15 years ago.
Do you guys see like the value in correcting these things and how it can like impact your credit score and improve your credit and get you better interest rates, get you more funding? This is the kind of stuff that we go over in the beginning of the process because we need to update these inaccurate things. And this isn't credit repair. This is just making someone with a 730, 740 have a 760, 780 by improving those little things.
Before we apply.
Yeah.
And it's super important that we do it before we apply. We want to position you perfectly prior to submitting the applications. Like Mike mentioned, we have to do all those very strategically. We have to hammer those all out at the same time. We need to go, if you have an issue on Equifax, we're going to be going where the banks we go to will pull Experian and TransUnion, and that's just a rough example. But the point of the matter is we have to be very strategic about what we're applying for you in order to get the larger amounts of funding. We're not trying to bring in small amounts. We're trying to get clients 100, 150,000. That's what we're used to. During the pandemic, it's kind of dipped down a little. Now we're seeing it go way back up. The last 4 months in a row, we've done 1 million more than the month before. And so that's huge. We're really seeing funding coming back, and we're excited about that as a team.
And one thing that's cool for you guys to think about is we're literally submitting 1,500 to 2,000 applications a month. So we know exactly what the bank's looking for. We know, what to correct, what bank's pulling which bureau. It's a lot easier for us to get consistent results. So we already talked about personal credit and positioning and why that's important. Debt to credit ratio on your credit cards should be below 35%. 30% is optimal, but 35% or below of the debt you have on your personal credit cards, that's where you want to be in order to get approved for the maximum amount. And in some cases, we can move a balance from one card to another one so that it's more evenly spread across all your accounts, because it's good to have that even spread. You don't want to have one maxed out and the rest are at zeros. You want to balance that out across the board.
When we apply. And after we apply and after we get you funding, you're not going to have to worry about this 30% ratio anymore, because on your business credit cards, the 30% ratio doesn't exist. They're not going to appear on your personal credit report. They're not going to count against you in the credit reporting ratios. Mm-hmm. And so if you get 50, 80, 100,000 of business funding, you can use all of that without it hurting your personal scores.
Yeah, now if you do have bad credit, you've got some issues, late payments, collections, bankruptcies, whatever the case is, we have a credit repair company that works with all of our clients. So if that's something that you might end up needing, that is something that we would present at that time. We talked about the negotiations, very important part of the process, if not the most important part of our process, is following up. It brings in about 70 to 80% more funding. The auto approval is always tiny, and a lot of times it's a denial, even with people with a 750. I've had clients come and say, hey, I tried to do this on my own, I have a 750, why am I not getting approved? Because they'll shoot you down for no reason. You got to have that manual review, and that's what the negotiations process is all about, and that's why we pay our employees so well based on their performance, and that's why they perform so well. So the bank said, no, what do I do now? This happens, like I said, a lot of people with good credit, they get denied. They're told, you are denied because you don't have any previous business credit history, when in reality, that's not the actual decision. If you speak to the decision maker, you can get anyone with good credit approved regardless of previous business credit history. But if you don't know what to say or what the bank's going to throw at you, sometimes you just take the decision. I'm sure most people on the phone, on the webinar, who've been denied for credit pretty much just took that decision and that was it. They moved on, they waited a few months and applied again, but you're not always denied just because that's the initial decision.
And that's where that personal credit positioning comes in. Those items that we showed earlier. When we apply, a red alert is going to come up in the bank system. But our underwriters know what is alerting the underwriters. So they'll call it out ahead of time. They'll say, well, listen, I understand that on my report you might see this and this, but in reality this account was opened up at this time and I have proof for that. I can show you that. And so our negotiators are actually going to share with the underwriters the information they need to knock down the red flags in order for you to get approved for the higher limits. And they know to proactively bring it up. A layman is not going to even know what to bring up. They don't know that the way that the seasoning is reporting is under the historical status instead of the date opened. Who would have thought that they don't go to when the account was opened? The account was opened in 2002. Go to that field. They don't want to go to that field. They want to go to a whole nother field that they set up to manipulate you so that they can, where you don't see the historical status field. So that gets manipulated and it affects your score, but you're thinking that the date opened makes a difference. And so it's super important to know all these tiny little things. Otherwise you feel like you're walking uphill with a broken leg and you're never getting access to funding, and then you'll break down and do something stupid like giving away equity within your company to get access to funding.
Right,
don't
like
do that.
the Shark Tank where they get, they get 50, 100 grand and then they got to give up 30, 40% of their company just because they didn't know about business credit. And that's a legitimate thing right there. Like that's happening all the time. Steve said, is this a fairly often situation for most of your clients? I'm not, please let me know what you're referring to. And I see we've got a lot of questions coming in on YouTube and on GoToWebinar. We're going to get to those. We just got to get through some more of these slides, then we're going to open it up for the live Q&A. And you've already seen the picture of our team, and the negotiations team really makes a huge difference for our clients. They're constantly getting reviews, and the client mentions them in the review because they're literally that grateful for the funding that the negotiators and the account managers are getting for people. So inquiry removal is important. That's something that's done after you apply. You can remove the business credit inquiries. They don't need to stay there. However, the inquiries are only 2 points each, so it's not a big deal either way. And if you wait 6 months before you apply for your next round of funding, the inquiries don't hold much weight at all. After 120 days, they don't really hold weight at all when it comes to the approval process. But that's something we help people with. We show them how to remove the inquiries. If they don't want to remove the inquiries, we can have KATM do it for them. So using the funding for what you need to create an ROI is absolutely huge. If you don't have something that can create an ROI for you, this might not be for you right now, but we have a lot of clients that are creating great returns in real estate. I just went and interviewed a client in Citrus Springs about an hour away, JJ. He built 3 duplexes right next door to each other, and he funded most of the deal with the credit we got him. He bought the land, he funded the down payments, he's got mortgages, but the point is you could do anything with the funding and create an ROI with it. Inventory, Amazon stores, marketing, business expenses, payroll. There's all kinds of things you can do with it. And yes, you can buy rental properties with it. I have tons of clients doing that. And all you got to do is you buy it as a cash buyer, fix it up, place a tenant, get it cash flowing, get it appraised, and then you do a cash out refinance and repeat the process. I have a lot of savvy investors that are using the program to do that. So if you're more in the beginning phase, I can tell you for sure it works. I've personally done it myself too.
So, and the great thing about the funding is that there's no money police. There's no thing that you have to spend it on. It's up to you. There's no equity partner telling you have to spend it on this, that, or the other. So you can spend it on what you know is going to work. If that's buying inventory for you, or for a real estate investor, it might be mentoring. It might be getting access to a network. So the cool thing is that the more that you use the business credit card, like for us, we're doing anywhere from $100,000 to $150,000 a month in spending. Could be on pay-per-click marketing, or on anything from our company monthly payments and bills and so on. All of it is put onto our business credit cards, and we're generating many points and miles, and there's all types of free things that come with that, especially if you've moved all of your business spending onto that.
Yeah, like I've got a client, he went from doing $40,000 a month in revenue wholesaling real estate to now doing $400,000 a month wholesaling real estate because he got access to about $250,000 with us. Now he's able to spend more every month on marketing, and he's getting the rewards points. He's cashing them in, and it's literally paying. It's almost like it paid for the membership fee because he's getting so much cash back because he's spending a lot of money. And that's a legit thing. Like some people are getting several $1,000s back every few months.
Yeah.
So it's
on our PNC
it's nothing to
quarterly, we're getting back anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000. And that's just on PNC Bank's 1.5% cash back program that they do.
The rewards might sound like it's not that big of a deal, but it really is. The rewards are huge.
And the more that you're spending within your business, obviously the bigger those rewards are going to be. Either way, you have to spend that money within your business. Why not get a percentage of it back?
Yeah, and now couldn't be a better time to really bear down and start building your business, invest into the business, do more marketing. People are on their phones, on the internet, on Facebook more than ever. And it couldn't be a better time to start putting more ads out or doing whatever it is that you have to do within your business to get it to the next level, to build it up right now. Don't waver, don't back off, and go in full bore and really start to grow things, because there's going to be a lot of deals out there coming up with all the foreclosures that are going to be hitting in the next several months, 6 months or so. So great slide right here, comparing hard money to business credit. Hard money is a great option, but it's going to cost about $12,000 to $15,000 on a $100,000 hard money loan, because it's 12% interest plus 2 to 3 points. Anyone who knows anything about hard money knows that that's very accurate, especially for a new investor. With business credit, it costs you about 2.5 to 2.85% to send a wire transfer on $100,000. That's $2,800, and that's your main fee, because it's zero interest. So you can clearly see $15,000 versus $2,500 in fees to use the business credit, and you can repeat the process over and over and not have to pay the 15 grand every time you want to do a flip. You just pay the 2,500 roughly.
And let's talk about the risk factor. What's the risk of having a hard money loan? You don't make those payments, they are taking your property. What's the risk of not paying a business credit card? They're not taking anything away from you. They're not taking your company assets, they're not taking your property. The worst that happens is you have a late payment. And that's bad, and you have to fix that. You have to get it caught up. We're not in any way advocating using this funding and not paying it back at all. That's not the point of this. In fact, we wouldn't expect someone to invest money into a program only to not pay the funding back. So obviously this type of funding could be used over and over and over, leaving you in the driver's seat. And we have a lot of clients that are attesting to that in the testimonials, where they are using it over and over, and they're using the cash services that we've introduced them to, where you can basically run your credit card, your business credit card, with these services, and they send a check wherever you need to send a check to. Just run the card, they send a check, or they'll do a wire transfer.
Well, that's what this review is talking about right here. He used $45,000. He sent a wire for his rental property, his second rental property, using Plastic, our vendor that helps send the wire, and 2.5% is what it cost him. And he sent a wire simply and easily, closing the property as a cash buyer. And we have a lot of people that are doing that. All the biggest names online when it comes to real estate, education, personal development, Amazon, coaching, all of them refer clients to us, because we're the leaders in this industry. We have one of the biggest, we do the most volume. So all those people on your screen and many, many more send us clients, do webinars with us, promotions, all that good stuff. So we haven't talked too much about corporate credit yet. Corporate credit's great because it's non-recourse and it isn't based on your personal credit score. However, it's mostly going to be store credit and vendor credit to start with, and not until you get way down the road where you've got a financially strong business are you going to be able to get the actual non-recourse credit lines. That's why we focus so much on the zero interest business credit that requires a personal credit check, because you're able to get more lucrative types of funding in a short period of time. You can get up to $100,000 in 3 to 4 weeks at 0% interest based on your personal credit score, or you can get corporate credit, which is like vendor credit and trade lines with different places like Lowe's and Home Depot and Staples and things like that, and you build up your paydex score with Dun & Bradstreet. But what's cool is it's not a personal guarantee. There's no personal credit check. So if you need credit repair, that's something that we have our clients focus on in the beginning. While credit repair is going down, we get the corporate credit rating up there, and then they'll have good personal credit once repair is done, and they'll have good corporate credit rating. So when we go and apply for the best zero interest business credit accounts, it'll be a lot easier to get them approved. So this is something that's included in our program. It's more of a step-by-step instruction thing, because it's something that we need the client to do. Everything else in our program is done for you. We do the business credit, we submit the applications, we follow up and get you the zero interest approvals. But when it comes to the corporate credit rating, it's more of a hands-on thing where you're making payments, you're buying little things. That's how that side of the program works. It's completely separate from the zero interest business credit that you can send wires and close on properties with. This is a separate thing, but it's also part of our program.
Now this is also the part that you shouldn't underestimate, because we've bought not only one but 2 office buildings using non-recourse corporate credit, meaning that those loans do not show up on my credit, don't show up on anyone's credit. They're not personally held against me. They are part of a corporation. And so our first office building, was a much smaller building. It was like around $350,000. And then our second office building was around $1 million. And so it was a lot bigger. But we were able to do that. And I went through the same process. I had bad credit. I had to build non-recourse. I built non-recourse credit. I ended up being able to use that credit years later to be able to buy not only 1 but 2 office buildings, and I could buy a lot more with it should I want to.
Right.
And so the non-recourse credit is really, really important to get started on, even though it seems like it might be a little slow in the beginning.
Yep. And we talked about Nick Perry. Here's a screenshot from our YouTube channel. I interviewed him. It's on our YouTube channel. And he's the guy that went from $40,000 a month in revenue to $400,000 a month in revenue. He talks all about how Fund&Grow has been a huge part of that process to help him grow. He's able to spend more on his pay-per-click. That's what he focuses on, his pay-per-click ads. And he's got like a multi-million-dollar wholesale operation going on right now. And I interviewed him, I don't know, maybe like 6 months ago or so. And
in the interview, he literally attributes his growth and his revenue to getting access to funding.
Right.
And Mike asked him, he's like, wait, so you're saying that you're making this money now because you got access to that funding? And he was very clear and specific about it. And so this has really helped a lot of people, especially in 2020.
Do you guys see this picture?
It's really been huge.
He's got a binder that's where he keeps his business credit cards. That's what he's showing off right here.
I love
it's
it.
like a Pokemon binder. All right. So here's another one. This is Gabriel Falk. Spent a good hour on that interview with him. He did 8 renovations. He funded 8 renovations. He used some of the money for down payments. He used some of the money for payroll. He also talked about how he was skeptical at first when he heard about us in the beginning, but once everyone does their due diligence, then they realize it's time to pull the trigger. He got $95,000 on his first round. Nick is over $250,000 total. It looks like Gabe is at $290,000 total in business credit. He runs this cool affordable housing, like roommate rental operation, and that's how he rents out his properties. Maurice Colbert, he funded 6. These are his first investment properties that he's ever bought. He bought 6 properties with the credit that we got for him, with just the credit we got for him, buying it as a cash buyer, sending the wire. I spent a good 45 minutes on that one with him. He went from a 710 score to an 820 score. He talks about it in the interview. He received over $230,000. And I can't tell you how awesome it is to hear from someone who never bought a real estate deal before, and he bought 6 after working with us. That is cool. He's creating legacy wealth, generational wealth, and we're playing a big part of that, and it's pretty rewarding. So.
Yeah, and all of these are clients that have got, these guys didn't just bum around and happen to get access to funding and like, oh, let me tell you our story. These are our actual clients that signed up. They were skeptical. They were rolling their eyes. They'll say, oh, I'll give it a try. And now they're championing our program. Some of them are even referring to us.
Yep. Eric Henson, awesome dude. He's got an insurance agency, a mortgage brokerage, and within about 3 to 4 months of working with us, he closed on 3 cash deals and that are rental deals because he owns 45 rental properties in addition to the other businesses. So he's added 3 more deals to his portfolio in the first several months of working with us. He told me on this interview that he's going to be able to add 20 more rental properties this year instead of just 10 like he did last year because he got access to $130,000 in business credit. He's buying it as a cash buyer, fixing it up, placing a tenant, getting it cash flowing, and then getting it cashed out, refinanced, and then repeating the process because then once you cash out refi, you pay off the cards, do it again. And he's done it 3 times. And
he probably has access to more funding by now too.
Well, he's savvy, he knows what he's doing, he knows how to find the deals. If you know how to find the deals, we get the credit for you. You put the rest together. It's straightforward. It's all about being able to create that return on investment. If you know how to do that, then this is a great, affordable resource for funding. Joe got $140,000 for his business, $125,000 for Al. I'd read all this out, but we're just trying to keep things moving. They're all.
And you'll notice that a lot of people are talking about first batch and second batch. That's part of the card stacking process. We're going to build up more and more funding for you that you could just use over and over.
Yeah, we do 3 rounds over the 12-month period, and that's how we build up to over $250,000 in business credit. And we space it out because that's the best way to do it. You don't want to just keep applying. You don't want to apply for 15 at one time. Other companies out there will do that so that they can get you in and get you out and be done with you. You want to keep it to about 4 to 5 at a time. All right, so we got an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. We got over 800 reviews there. We got over like 1,000 on Google. We got a bunch on Facebook. All together, it's over 2,300, and it's a 4.9 average rating, which we talked to our BBB rep, the Better Business Bureau rep. She said it's absolutely unheard of to see the amount of reviews that you guys have with like basically 0 negative reviews. Like it's hard to come by to find reputation like that.
And Mike's saying on the review side, so we have basically 0. I think actually 0. Now we have some complaints, some BBB complaints, but understand that we have we're at 350 to 450 new clients per month. We have 1 month where we hit over 500 new clients in 1 month. So when
we have like 5 complaints total, and they're all resolved amicably, and we have over 900 positive reviews.
Yeah, our dedication is to resolve any issue that might arise. We deal with a large amount of people, and our continued dedication is to provide service. There's going to be times where there's disagreements, but we're going to work together to fix it, and we want to make all of our clients happy. We want to make we're genuinely adding to the business community by injecting money into the funding or into the community that wasn't even there before. How many businesses would have folded during this period of time if they weren't able to stay open? The stimulus that the government gave was just a drop in the bucket compared to what a lot of businesses needed. And what we're giving is a gift that keeps giving, because they can use the funding over and over.
And you got the knowledge once you go through the program, once you go through the webinar even, you got the knowledge to be able to implement it years and years and years ahead. So in our Done-For-You business funding membership, we do all the work for you. On average, clients get up to $100,000 in the first 3 to 4 weeks, and up to and over $250,000 over the 12-month membership. It doesn't report to your personal credit report. The business credit does not show up on your personal report, even though you have to have good personal credit to qualify. It doesn't show up there, so your personal scores stay nice and high. And that's the main goal, to separate the personal and business so that your personal stays strong and it stops fluctuating every month as you spend.
So in order for us to accomplish that for you, there's different aspects to the program. And part of that is our consulting. And so our consulting and our people actually doing the process for you, communicating and then moving you along, doing the applications for you, calling in to do the negotiations for you, emailing you and letting you know what you got approved for so that when you receive it, you can activate it and start using those accounts. All of those aspects of the program are all taken care of. They're all different departments within our company. And so part of that is giving you the correct links of the chain, which is having the right tax ID number or a company that's going to be approved for a large amount of funding, and that it matches every aspect of the industry that you're in and your business, that is very descriptive of you, and that how to utilize the business funding without charging huge cash advance fees. That's huge. If you get access to the funding but you can't actually pull it off or use it, then what's the point of having access to a business credit card? Or being able to remove the inquiry so that we can go over and over and over. This is all part of what we need to do. And then ultimately being able to get you access to non-recourse funding, which is the absolute key. When your business starts to expand, you start to purchase your location, you're going to be ready to purchase your location. You're going to get access to funding to be able to enhance and grow your business. But then when you want to significantly invest in it with non-recourse, you're going to be set up for that too. It's imperative that you're working both of these types of funding in tandem.
Yeah, it's the full credit build out that you get with us. With other companies, you could end up spending $5,000, $6,000, even $10,000. A lot of them do a back end fee of a ridiculous percentage. We have the most affordable and inclusive offer that we're about to share with you guys, and it's a special offer because there's a huge discount and there's a free partner upgrade, so you can add a business partner, a spouse, at no additional charge. You'll get double the amount of funding, double the service for 2 people at the cost of 1. Normally it's $4,000 per person, but today we have a real special bonus where you can add someone on for free. And we have the newsletter. The first month is going to be free on the newsletter. There's a lot of really good informative articles in the newsletter that we put together. We base a lot of it off of how we've grown Fund&Grow, and there's all different types of tax strategies, business growth strategies,
best merchant accounts.
Yeah. There's so many great pieces of information in the newsletter. So you get the first month for free if you sign up today, and then after that you would be paying a $50 a month membership fee if you want to stay in the newsletter. But there's a lot of really good information in there that you don't want to miss out. So you can log in when you first sign up, look at the articles, check it out, feel it out. If you like it, stick with it. If not, just let us know. And you're not required to be in that whatsoever. But the bonus is the first month is free, in addition to the free partner upgrade, which is going to save you $4,000. So what's included? We set up an entity for you. If you don't have one yet, that's not a problem. It's not going to stop you at all. As long as your credit's good, you'll get funding in the first 3 to 4 weeks. We do 3 to 5 batches over the 12 months. We build up to $250,000, and we do all of this for you, 100% done for you. This isn't a video tutorial course. We do the work. And all you do is sit back and receive the accounts and utilize them and invest in your business. We do all the consulting to maintain your credit. We go over your credit report with you in the beginning. We come up with a really solid and clear plan of action. After reviewing your credit, we let you know what the next steps are. We're going to these banks. We'll have you funding the next couple weeks, or we'll say, hey, you got some bankruptcies and foreclosures. We need to clean this up. Or we'll say, hey, you might want to pay these cards down so we can get the best results. And what I really ask of you guys, if you do sign up, listen to our advice, because it's coming from, we have good intentions, and it's coming from the perspective of getting you the most amount of funding possible. So listen to the advice that you're getting. Inquiry removal, easy template guide. We give that out to all of our clients after we apply. The cash liquidation, being able to send a wire transfer, is anywhere from 2.5% to 2.85%, depending on the vendor. We use Plastic and Melio. And then the bonus is, like we talked about, the buy one get one free membership partner upgrade, and the Dun & Bradstreet corporate credit builder program, which gets your Paydex score built. If you're working on credit repair, that's a great thing to focus on. As we're getting the credit repaired, you are building your corporate credit profile. So that's what we're going to be including in the offer today. We showed you guys, the earmark values of everything. It's legit. We could be charging an hourly rate, but instead we're just putting together a 12-month membership for everybody and keeping it as affordable as possible. So if you want to get started right now, go to fundandgrow.com/Veterans Day 2020. So what we've done is we've discounted our normal price. It's normally $4,000. We've dropped it to $3,497, $3,500. Okay, and you could do 1 or 2 payment plans. You can pay it all in full, or you can split it up into 2 payments of $1,874 or 3 payments of $1,332. And if you go to that link, you'll see a lot more information about it. We're gonna start answering these questions, so stay on with us now, because we want to interact with you guys. We also have an even better bonus. If you're a veteran, make sure you let us know after you sign up, and then we're going to honor a additional bonus on top of the $500 that we're taking off. Now remember, it's normally $4,000 a person. We've included a free partner upgrade, so you can add a spouse, a family member, business partner, at no additional cost.
And usually that costs $4,000.
Normally it's $4,000 a person. Today it's $3,500, and that's going to cover 2 people so you and your partner that you know personally that you're bringing in. For $3,500, you get 12 months of our service, 3 rounds of funding. Sometimes we do more than that, depending on the situation, and build up to over $250,000. So
I just want to mention, if you don't put the Veterans Day 2020, if you don't type fundandgrow.com/Veterans Day 2020, then you're going to see the $4,000 price point. And I can already imagine questions are coming in. Why does it say $4,000 on the website? Well, don't go directly to fundandgrow.com. You have to put fundandgrow.com/Veterans Day 2020, and otherwise it'll cost you $8,000 instead of $3,500, which is a huge discount. And for all of our valued veterans, every veteran that gets started today is going to receive an additional discount. We're literally going to void even more money off of that. After you get started, an additional $200 is going to be voided off of the $3,500. If you're a veteran, get started, then send us in your ID, and then we're going to void off $200 off the top. What does that bring down to? $3,300?
Yep. So thank you for your service, by the way. If you're a veteran, we really appreciate you, and thank you for your service and what you've done for this country. Doug says, I'd gone through your program over a year ago. Is there benefits to doing it again? Yes, absolutely. Nick Perry, multiple of those people that I interviewed have gone through the program at least twice. So if you're looking to do that, definitely go ahead and get started. It's definitely going to benefit you. We'll be able to get you more zero interest credit, and merge accounts, and just basically continue the same process over again. We do it all the time. I'm going to get through some of these questions, so guys, stay on with us real quick, because I want to jump through a couple slides, and I want to answer your questions. Every single question will be answered, so stay on with us. Here's a quick screenshot of the sales page. So once you go to www.fundandgrow.com/Veterans Day 2020, you got to go to that link, and then you'll see the discount of $34.97. You got 2 payment options. Fill that out. Super easy. There's more information. Go to that link and just at least check it out. And like we said, there's all kinds of ways you can use the funding. You can buy real estate, you can fund rehabs, you can pay contractors, you can pay employees, you can cover marketing campaigns, you can pay for your monthly ad spend on Facebook or your direct mail marketing budget or whatever it is, inventory. I can't tell you how many Amazon clients love this because Amazon doesn't pay for 2 weeks after you've made those sales. So you need that funding to cover the gap. Tons of clients in the Amazon space love this, but we've got attorneys, truck drivers, all different types of businesses.
We have contractors, like people that install pavers.
Former NFL players.
And a lot of people have a net 30 or a net 60 where they have to wait. Well, after they've done the work, they have to buy the material up front, they have to install it, and then they have to wait 15, 30, 60 days to receive it. And so this is a great way of being able to fund receivables.
Yep. Absolutely. And you're going to be able to travel for free, or you'll be able to get a bunch of cash back every couple months as you're spending. If you're a business owner, you're spending a considerable amount of money each month on these accounts, and you're getting rewards points, and you're getting
and did we mention
cash
marketing?
Back.
With marketing, there's just so much. You're always spending more money with marketing.
Yeah.
Always.
Imagine spending like $50,000, even $10,000 every month. You're spending $10,000 every month on marketing. That's small amounts, but
what's 1.5% back of that?
It's still a good, you're still getting great returns through the rewards and through your marketing. You know, you can spend more on marketing, you're going to make more sales. That's the whole point. So being able to spend more on marketing, having the confidence to be able to do it, having the credit available versus doing it all out of pocket is a completely different story. When I was doing it all out of pocket, I wasn't spending as much. When I had access to credit, I felt like way more confident about it because I wasn't feeling strapped or like I was using my only amount of funding available to fund the marketing.
And the great thing about it is that there's not anything that your business needs to purchase that you can't use a business credit card for.
Right.
Even if the things that you're trying to purchase, if that company doesn't accept credit cards, we'll show you how you can use the credit card to purchase it directly with them without running it through them. One of the services that we talked about, you run the credit card with one of these other third-party services, Plastic, Melio, there's many of them, and then they send a check to that business. And so we've had clients that needed to rehab a building, put a new roof on there, but the roofing company didn't accept credit cards. So they went to Plastic, swiped the card, they sent it to the roofing company, the new roof is up.
And so, you get rewards points when you use Plastic as well. So if you go buy a property for $50,000, $100,000, you're getting rewards points for that whole purchase.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
As opposed to hard money.
As opposed to paying out your ass
back
for hard money. Yeah. And if you miss a payment with hard money, you lose the deal. So
yeah.
YouTube questions, Java. What's the typical time frame for funding? 3 to 4 weeks, up to $100,000. Some people get more than that. Some people get less than that. It's all based on your credit. Cordero, is there any restrictions or oversight on how the funding is used? No, you can use it however you want. You can send wires. You can send it for title to the title company to close on real estate deals. You can send it to other businesses, and there's really no huge restrictions. But if you're getting real creative and you're trying to pay your mortgage off with it, then it gets a little bit. There gets to be a little bit more restrictions.
So Sean is asking if I use $100,000 and wire it for a property purchase, what's the minimum payment on that? It's a great question. And the minimum payment is generally, credit cards generally charge about 1% of the balance. So the lower the balance is, the lower the minimum payment.
So $100,000, 1% would be your minimum monthly payment. That's $1,000. But every time you make a payment,
principal,
you're chipping that total balance down because it's 0% interest, so you're paying directly to the principal, like Ari was just saying.
And Dion, we'll have someone reach out to you.
Yeah, we'll send you the link. Mai, who came on late, and you just answered that one, right?
No, so qualify for 0% stacking. I can transfer personal credit. I now have already existing business credit cards to bring my personal credit to 35%. Even if I max out my business credit, they wouldn't report. So, Lewis, yeah, you're right.
That's right.
That's a great
100%.
way to. So what he's suggesting is I can move some of the balances that I currently have on my personal. I can move it over to other existing business cards that you have. And you're right. That will essentially move it off your credit report. Your personal scores go high, and then we can move forward and apply, get much larger amounts, and create the card stacking effect on your business side. And then get you access to big accounts, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 accounts.
I used to personally do that, Lewis. Sometimes we'd have a client that might have like a $30,000 personal card with a certain bank. So sometimes we're able to move those over to the business credit account, like what you're suggesting.
So August is asking, how many companies can you do at a time? And the answer is you can essentially do one company per profile. So on today's call, we're allowing 2 people to get started for the price of 1. So that would essentially be 2 companies. We would have 2 separate EINs that we're moving forward and applying. So 1 EIN per profile.
The zero interest usually lasts 12 months on average. Some of them are 15 months. Some of them are 9 months. On average, it's 12 months. But the cool thing is, after 6 months, we're getting you more zero interest. And then after another 6 months, we're getting you more zero interest. Merging accounts, moving balances over to the zero interest bearing account. So that's the average time. And then after that, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what's it go to after the 0%. 12 to 16% on average is what we're seeing after that expires. But the name of the game is extending the 0% and continuing to roll it over and get you more and more over the years to come.
So we have someone asking, what if I need to pay down some of my credit cards in order to get funding, but I don't have a lot of money to pay it down right now? Well, there's actually some companies that we work with that help with what we call pay down loans.
Yep.
So they'll actually, Mike, explain a little bit how that would work.
So we'll pre-qualify you based on the amount that you need to pay down, and the pay down loan company will then send you the money so that you can pay those cards down, and then we'll get the credit for you, and then you'll pay the pay down loan company off. Very simple, straightforward process. That's their main goal, is to help people who need pay downs and then get them to the point where they qualify for business credit, and then we get you the business credit, and now you can then pay off that little loan that you got in order to qualify. So if you're in a situation like that, in some cases the pay down loan can help. Ideally 730 plus credit score, about 35% debt to credit ratio is what we're looking for 3 to 4 week turnaround.
Okay, so I got 2 banks for a total of $20,000 at 0%. Oh, good job. Credit with 791 score, now 771 because of inquiries. What does it take to get that to 50,000? So we have someone that's on here right now that says they have a 791. Who wants a 791 on this call? So this guy's got a 791, but he only got $20,000 of 0% credit. This is exactly why people are signing up with us, because if you have a 791 and you get started with us, you're going to be minimum hitting that 50,000. Now we've gone over all the different little ratios and items and the things on your credit report that have to be set up right, not only from the entity but your personal credit, to even the way that you're interacting with the underwriter, not only during application but especially after, when we're negotiating and following up with the underwriter and explaining the landscape of what's going on your profile. So all of those things add up to getting larger approvals. So for this particular client, if you have or this particular person on the call, if you have a 791, then just know that you have good scores.
Right.
And I can't tell you just based off of a number. Just like an attorney, I need to see it in black and white. We need to actually look at your report. We'd have to look at it in order to determine what we really need to do to get you access to that to more funding. But trust me, you can get access to more than 20 grand.
So I just wanted to welcome some of the new people: Corey, Matt, Amanda, Seth, Lee, Jason. Welcome to the program. So guys, if you have any more questions, send them through. We're going to hang out here for a while longer. I just wanted to welcome the new clients that have come in.
Welcome to the program.
Welcome. All right.
I got this with F&G.
Nice. All right. So let's see.
And sorry guys, there's so many questions coming in so fast. We're trying to also scroll up to get some of the older ones. If you already asked a question that hasn't been answered, go ahead and put it in again.
All right, let's see. Are there any fees from you guys once we get a loan with you? Do you charge 10% or more? We don't charge any back-end fee, Juan. It's just the fee that you see on the screen. If you guys go to the link, fundandgrow.com/Veterans Day 2020, so that you can see what the price point is from your own perspective. There's no back end fee. That's it. It's $3,500 for 12 months of our service, and that's all a done for you service. Doug, I already answered your question. Yes, it's worth going through the process again and signing up again. Go to the link and sign up now. Let's see.
And Doug, just to give you concrete reasons why, is because the card stacking process doesn't end at $250,000. I personally have over 700,000 of this, and I'm not even actively trying to get any more business credit cards at the moment. And so you can actively build up and aggregate large amounts of this type of funding. On one card alone, I have over $100,000. So it's very easy. If I can do it, I'm a young guy, and I know a lot of other people on the call who have even more seasoned profiles than I do also can do it.
Right,
and we have many
Ari
clients
also,
doing it across the board.
Ari also didn't always have good credit. He had to go through the credit repair process as well, and so if you're in that situation, that's fine. We will still take you on as a client even if you need credit repair first, but in order for the 3 to 4 week turnaround on funding, you want to have fairly decent credit. So Yolanda says, what if you're just starting out in real estate? Can you help with funding? Yes, we can. As long as you're ready to move forward and start buying deals and start moving that forward to create an ROI, we can definitely help you with the funding. Let's see. I'm interested in opening a hair and beauty retail store and expanding my real estate business. I think we answered that one, but that's great. We can definitely help you with that. We have a lot of people that branch off into real estate from their existing job or their existing business. So that's definitely something that we can help with. Can I get a DBA? Can a DBA get business credit even with its own EIN number? Yes, absolutely, Edward. Let's see. And we can call you back, Dion, once this is over. Dion wants a call, I guess. Yes, this will work for a startup business, Jeff. This will work for a seasoned business and a brand new business as well, as long as your credit's in decent shape. All right, let's see. Do we help with personal credit? Yes, we do. Not everyone that signs up needs help with personal credit, but a small fraction of people do need that help. So we have a solution in place. That's why we work with Kadem Credit Help. They help all of our clients that need credit help. But the idea here is for people with really good credit to get funding within the first 3 to 4 weeks of working with us.
So James is asking, can you send the links for the companies that help with the down payment options? And the answer is we actually can't. And not because we're trying to be mean or hold out on you. It's because these companies only work together with other wholesale companies. Their specific model is to help other companies like ours, where it's dependent on a client paying it down in order for the client to move forward. They in fact don't feel comfortable just working with the general public unless you've already made a significant commitment to your future in terms of getting started with the program and working together with a wholesaler like us. So there's companies that do what we do, and these other pay down companies work with them, but they don't work with the general public.
Can I consult with you and get some more details about my situation before signing up? Yes, because we're live right now and we're trying to consult with you guys right now. However, if you want to speak with one of our business development experts, we can have you on a phone call with them after the webinar. That's not a problem. Okay, let's see. James says, I'm trying to move my opportunity to start and grow my construction restoration company. As a retired veteran, thank you for your service, James. The name of the company that we use is Plastic with a Q.com. They're the ones that will help you send a wire transfer. And
there's another one called Melio. Now that's not the pay down. That's so that you can run your card through Plastic or Melio, and then they send a payment.
So accounting principles. If you have business credit for one entity, about 150,000. Can you get more credit with another entity? I've got a 760 personal credit score, and the answer to that is yes. We've gotten some of our clients 160, 175,000 on one round of funding, which consists of about 4 to 6 business credit cards. So that's obviously a very high-end amount, but if you already have 150, we could definitely add to that and build on that. So go ahead and get started and lock in the discount. Remember, we got a $500 discount. We got a free partner upgrade right now, so this is a great offer, and it's not our normal price point.
And just to clarify on this last one, it's not necessarily about what entity you're using. The amount of funding that you're getting can, over time, the aggregate amount can be built up. You can continue the card stacking process, whether you want to do it with 4 entities or 1 entity. It's not really going to change how much funding you get by adding another entity. What will matter is just continuing the card stacking process.
So Bo says, I'm in the F&G program. One of my bank offers is for 0% for 6 months. What's the likelihood to get this extended? Now remember, you've only gone through 1 round of funding so far. It's a building process. We're going to get you another round of funding, usually 6 months after the first one, because we got to allow for that seasoning and positive payment history to take effect, so that when we do apply, we're able to build on the amount that we've gotten you so far. So just like this other guy that's got $150,000 already, now you've established all that good payment history. Now, guess what? You're more lendable, so they're going to lend to you even more. They're not going to say, oh, he's handled $150,000 or she very well. let's not lend any more to them. No, they're going to continue to give you more and help you grow your business as you're continuing to make good payments with them, because that means you're a good customer.
And Bo, after 6 months, we don't necessarily need to extend that offer. What we need to do is we need to apply and get you access to funding to be able to move the money from one account to another. So the card stacking process has us building your overall amount, not just making one card larger. But let me break it down just for one moment for you. Imagine we take you to Bank of America and we get you a MasterCard, and we get you a $20,000 MasterCard. So you've invested that money in your business, but that's a 12-month at 0% card. So month 11, we're going to go back to Bank of America, but this time apply for the Visa business card. They give a Master and a Visa. And so let's say they only give us 10 grand because they said, well, listen, 11 months ago we gave you 20 grand on the MasterCard, and everything under Bank of America is their total exposure. So they have 20 grand on MasterCard they gave you 11 months ago, and now they just approved you for 10 grand. And so what we do is we take the $10,000 approval, even though it's not big enough to move the 20 grand over, we take it and we, on a separate phone call, we call the underwriters back and we merge those two together. We merge the MasterCard and the Visa into one card. This is the card stacking process. That's not exactly extending that limit, but it's merging it together. Now, when we merge it together, we merge it into the new 0% account. We take the 20 and we merge that into the $10,000 0% account. And so now we have a $30,000 account with 0% for 12 months. And 12 months from now, we can go and apply for the MasterCard from Bank of America again. And we can build the amounts larger and larger. But it's through doing another round of applications.
Yeah, and what's really great is the amount of funding that we're getting for our clients. We're seeing it really tick back up, and it's just exciting to see a lot of clients getting access to funding. You know, some people are getting 30, some people are getting 80,000, and that's really based on the credit score and the credit history. But you know, there's a lot of potential here, a lot of opportunity. That's why we have so many clients that sign up with us and work with us every single month. Over 300 clients enroll with us. We have a team of over 52 employees, 2,300 positive reviews, Inc. 5000 list recipient 5 years in a row of America's fastest growing private companies. So you're in really good hands. We care about our clients. We care about the people that we work with. And that's why we're doing a live webinar today on Veterans Day right now with you guys, because we want to share this with you guys. We want to give back. We want to try to answer everyone's question. You know, we could just play a recorded webinar and not have to do this, but we want to really connect with you guys and let you know that we're real people behind a real company that really creates real results for our clients. So Mark says, due to high credit ratio, I need help getting pay down loan. Mark, best thing you could do is get signed up, because what's cool about signing up is you can get a consultation with our team and a whole strategy session where they go over your credit report and the plan of action and the best things that you can do to get approved. And if pay downs are part of it, we're going to talk to you all about the pay down loan after you get signed up as a client.
Mike, I just want to cut in for a minute for all of our viewers on YouTube to not forget to smash the like button. Do it for us. Do it for Mike. Smash the like button.
Destroy the like button. Oh, we got a couple LOLs that came in. And Bo, just so you know, we're here to help regardless of what you might have gotten on your first batch or what you're getting on your second batch. We're going to be working with you no matter what it takes to keep you happy, just like we do with our clients. You know, sometimes people get a little bit less than they expected, and a lot of times they get more than they expected on their first round of funding. But the point is that we're going to hold your hand, we're going to stick with you, we're not going to just cut the cord, and we're going to make sure that we get you approved with a satisfactory amount before we're done working with you. So by now you can clearly see we're the real deal. We take care of our clients, we have integrity, we stand behind our words, and we have a great reputation. We have a great offer right now, $3,500. There's literally nowhere else you can get this type of offer with all of the services and everything that we have included. You're not going to find this level of service at that low of a price anywhere else. So you guys have already probably heard about us. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on GoToWebinar, you've been on our email list, you've probably seen other webinars, you've probably seen other affiliates talking about us. So you guys know we're the real deal. And would love to see you guys sign up so that we can do an interview. I would love to personally interview you guys after you go through the program, just like I showed you all those interviews earlier of multiple clients that I've talked with that have, you know, told me firsthand, I'm literally grateful for what you guys have done for me. It's changed my business, it's changed my life, And you know, that sounds cliche, like I'm just blowing hot air, but I'm not. That's exactly what they've told us, because we've gotten them access to a lot of funding that you can't really find anywhere else at such an affordable rate. So, you know, I'd love to work with you guys and see you guys signing up and do an interview with you guys in the coming months. So definitely go check out the link, fundandgrow.com/Veterans Day 2020. And check out the offer, the discount. It's a great offer, and if you're a veteran, we're even going to do more than the initial $500 off for you. We're going to take an additional $200 off for the veterans. So here's some more reviews. As you can see, great experience with Fund and Grow. Anthony, he's been with us for several years now. He got the client $80,000. Let's see, one round for Larry resulted in $59,000. His consultant was Zach. Now, Zach has been with the company for about 10 years now. He was there when I came into the company, and we've together grown this company to over 52 employees and just have so many raving fans and happy clients. And I wouldn't want it any other way. I don't want to do any other type of business where we've got people complaining all the time, and you know, that's not how it is with us. We have nothing but positive reviews coming in, and we really take care of our clients. That's why, because we take care of people. 108,000. She mentions Kevin mentions Donna was able to secure $108,000 in the first round. All zero interest business credit. Dylan, Fund and Grow is great. Got $231,000. Dylan Stewart. He's still got 2 more rounds to go. So they got $231,000 on their first round. Most likely he has a partner, a credit partner, spouse, family member, someone that he's working with. So we applied for both people, and they got $231,000 on their first freaking round. That's awesome. $128,000 of business credit. He mentioned, Brenda mentions Michael Richard. Michael's been with the company for several years as well, and that's how you're going to find that out. A lot of people that are in our company have been there for many years. Obviously, we've grown the team. We've got a lot of newer people that we're bringing on in training, but our core has been with the company. We have low turnover, so you're in really good hands. $90,000 in business credit. Sarah Schultz. Bianca was her account manager. Another one who's been there for several years, and I'm not exaggerating. This is the case. And if you zoom in on this, you'll see it's over 2,300 positive reviews total. And this is on our Sotellus account. All right, let me get back to these questions. How long does it take for the second batch? Second batch usually comes in after the 6 months, because we want to make sure we allow for time for seasoning and positive payment history on the first batch of funding. So that's usually about 6 months is where you get your second batch. The Veterans Day offer is really for today only, so if you want to get access to it, take advantage of it. We're not doing any replays. This is a one-time event, and that's that. Elijah says, how do I get a shirt? Well, if you sign up, I'll personally send you a shirt for free. Mike says, but if you don't sign up, then you can just contact us and we'll get you one somehow. We're going to start selling merch on our YouTube channel, but for now, we're just kind of giving them away. So sign up and you'll get a free shirt too. All right, so Lewis, number of applications 3 to 5. Yeah, it's usually like 4 to 5, sometimes 6 is how many we do simultaneously at the exact same time to ensure approvals across the board. So he says, okay, so he's basically saying how many, so we'll apply, like I said, 4 to 5 banks in the first 30 days, and then we'll do it again after 6 months. Same thing we just did. And then we'll do it again at the end of the 12-month membership. That's how we build up to $250,000. Make sense? Let me know. Can you have more than one business partner? Yes, you can. But with our offer, you can only have a total of 2 people for the $3,500. Lewis says, okay, 3 rounds, got it. Yeah, I try to just be like to the point. I try not to use too many words and just keep it as clear as possible. Java says, how does, oh, I got that one. Angela, yes, we help with personal credit repair if that's something that's needed. It's usually just a couple $100 for KDM because we don't do it in-house. So if you do end up needing credit repair, unfortunately, you have to pay for that because that's a separate service. And we do give a good discount, though. If you're a Fund and Grow client already, we'll get you a really good discount with Kadem. And we work in tandem with Kadem, by the way. We're always, the communication is very open. We're always, following up. Hey, how's it going with John's, credit repair? We got to get him the funding as soon as possible. Let's get it going. Let's get that medical collection removed. Imran says, Kadem helped me increase my credit score by over 100 points. And I've got so many reviews of clients. Kadem's dealing with a lot of Fund and Grow clients because we deal with several hundred new clients a month, and there's always a percentage of those who need credit repair first. That's just the name of the game. That's the territory we're in. So lots of our clients have gotten great results from Kadem. I personally got over a 100-point increase. I used to have a couple things on my report. They got them removed. Now I'm at about a 780 to an 800 credit score, and it fluctuates, but this was years ago. Kadem took care of it for me. Inquiries over a year ago shouldn't be a problem, Lewis. No, they don't hold weight after, like they do in the beginning, they don't hold weight after 120 days. So, yeah, we can remove them, we can do that, but usually it's a non-issue if they're that old. Bo says, do I have to use the card to help the next round? You don't have to, but I don't see why you wouldn't use the cards and create that positive payment history after getting them. That's the idea. You get the cards, you get the zero interest, you use them, you buy stuff that you can make a return on. You don't have to, though. Technically you do have to because you need to create that payment history. But if you have zero need for them, then, that's up to you. I can't control how people spend and invest in their business. Mike, I got that one. Do you help starting with a new S Corp and setting business correctly? We do help with setting up entities, LLCs, and sole proprietorships. A lot of times sole proprietorship's the way to go when it comes to getting business credit in the shortest amount of time possible because of the LLC. There's more verifications and there's more hoops to jump through when you apply with the LLC, especially if it's a brand new LLC. But with the sole proprietorship, you can match the years of industry experience that you've got to that sole proprietorship when you set it up. Super easy to do. And the way that works is, so for example, if you're just a new real estate investor, you've just done one or two flips, you don't have an entity set up yet, best thing you can do is set up a sole proprietorship, match the years of industry experience that you've actually got when setting that sole proprietorship up. So it shows the 2-3 years or however long you've been in the real estate game. So then we apply and it shows that years of industry experience. And that's the best way to go for the new people using the sole proprietorship. Now, if you want to go the other route and using your existing LLC, you can definitely do that. I've done that many times for clients who have existing LLCs. So, the entity is just a minor detail. We figure that out in the beginning, get it set up right away. It doesn't take time. There's no delays. If your credit's in good shape, you'll be going straight to applications and getting funding within the first 3 to 4 weeks. And that's how it works for all of our clients. And by the way, legal tax disclaimer, this is not, I'm not an attorney. This isn't, if you need attorney or tax related advice, contact your CPA or your attorney. What we're talking about is credit and getting access to business credit. But again, we're not attorneys. We're not CPAs or accountants. So always double check with your accountant when it comes to tax related and entity related things. We just have to throw that out there as a legal disclaimer. However, we deal with thousands of clients every year, and we know exactly what we're doing when it comes to getting credit. Which, by the way, this service is a business expense. Sometimes people are wondering, is this a write-off? It's a business expense, and we've run it by CPAs and accountants before, and it is a write-off. Montano says, me and my fiance want to do business together. I can't qualify because of my score, but she can. I want to pay for the program myself. Oh, and I'm also a veteran. Montino, thank you for your service. I have a lot of friends that are also veterans, and I really appreciate that. And I actually mean that too. I'm not just saying that. So if you want to use your wife as your credit partner, by all means, let's get that going ASAP, and let's get your credit repair going because you're saying basically your score's not that good. Let's get your credit qualifying too. So what we'll do is we'll apply for your wife, get your wife some credit, and then by the time that's all done, your credit will be enhanced and repaired, and then we'll be able to do the same thing for you as well. Excuse me. Sean says, you mentioned length of time in an industry. Having never done a real estate deal, but that's what I'm targeting. How can I how significantly will it impact my funding access? And it really won't, because this is a credit-based application. This isn't based on revenue. This isn't based on merchant receivables or bank statements or tax returns. None of that. That's why real estate investors like working with us, because it's a no-doc type of a loan where you don't have to provide all of that. It's all credit-based, stated income. So that's the main thing that they're looking at, is your credit. So Sean, if your credit's in good shape, the entity is just a very small piece of the puzzle. Just think about it as your credit is the main qualifier, and the entity thing we can easily just set up for you. It's not a big deal at all. Steve said, thanks for the info today and helping out veterans. Go Army. Absolutely. Thank you, Steve, for joining us. We appreciate that positive feedback. And, it's a lot of crazy things going on right now in the country, but I could tell you, we really appreciate the veterans out there, and, the people that are fighting for, the patriots of this country. Juan says, if I sign up again, how long will it take for someone to contact me to get started? We'll get you contacted right away. That's not an issue at all. We've got over 52 employees now, and we deal with volume. We've scaled the business and built out processes and systematized everything so that no client gets left behind, pun intended. But seriously, we have checkpoints in place. We have quality control team. We have everything built in such a way that we make sure communication is top notch. I can't tell you, like about 9 years ago, we might once in a while have a client that wasn't contacted quickly enough, and it was usually my client, because I was the one that was making all the sales back then and bringing on the clients. So anytime I would see that one of my clients wasn't contacted quickly, guess what I would do? I would go to the customer service team and let them know that that's not the way it's going to go down. And so we built out standard operating procedures, and we've made it so that our team knows that clients need service next to instant, next to immediate. It needs to be immediate. Once you get signed up, we're reaching out, we're making sure you got everything you need to log into the client account. So once you get signed up, you'll get a welcome email, and then you'll be able to go and log into your client account, fill out your information, sign the e-documents. But if that's not done, my team is reaching out to you. Say, hey, what are you doing? Let's go. We're waiting on you. You're going to fill this information out. Come on, we got to do this so that we can get to the credit, right? That's the goal here. Go fill that information out. I want to review your credit report so I can come up with a plan of action and a funding plan so that we can start getting you funding, because that's why you signed up. So people are on your ass when you're working with us. So it's not the other way around. You call in, you're going to get to speak to somebody. It's not like you'll just be calling in and like playing this like left in the dark game. I can't stand that. When I work with other companies and I'm being left in the dark, for example, I ordered a pair of tires for my Hellcat, and it's been since July, and I still don't have the tires because they're on back order. Mickey Thompson and the distributor I bought them through keeps giving me the runaround, and I'm like having to follow up with him and get answers, and that's not how it is at all. When you work with us, it's kind of like working with a really efficient attorney firm or a really efficient mortgage brokerage, or a good example, title company. My title company is so amazing. They answer me like immediately. When I send an email, I get an answer right away the same day, and that's what we're striving for. We try to get back to our clients as soon as possible and just do the best we can for our clients, because we want to provide that type of experience. We don't want people walking around with a bad taste in their mouth about Fund&Grow or about Mike or Ari, or we want people to actually appreciate us and feel good about what they bought. And I actually care about that, and I really make sure our team cares about that. We've instilled that in our team, so that when they interact with our clients, it's nothing but professionalism and helpfulness, because that's what we're here to do, is help and serve and provide something that's worth your time. And that's exactly what we do. That's why we have so many good reviews. But all right, so Juan says, yes, I agree, thanks. This veteran is motivated again. That's awesome. I'm glad that we could somehow help with that. That's really pretty cool. Juan says, if I sign up again, how long will it take for someone to contact me? Oh, I already answered that. It's going to happen right away. You'll be good to go. You guys motivated me again because I can take advantage of your veterans discount as myself. I'm a veteran. Hope you know I'm not here to say anything. Just to get started quickly. Now, how I sign up quickly. Well, Juan, it sounds like you're getting started, so we look forward to working with you, and I promise you it's going to go great. And if it doesn't, for some reason you feel like you're just not getting the service that you wanted, you can email me at mike.banks@fundandgrow.com. And that's what I ask all of you guys. If you're whatever it is, sometimes people called in the day before and they didn't get a call back yet, and they're upset, and they're, going online and trying to complain about something like that, and that's not reasonable. So guys, if you're not getting a hold of somebody or whatever your thing is, contact me, contact our managers at the office. Let's get it figured out and resolved, because we want to make sure our clients are moving forward. And if for some reason one of your emails didn't get answered or whatever it is, let us know, and we'll do everything we can to make things right, because that's the kind of people we are. We have integrity, and we care about our clients. I can't stress that enough. I care about my reputation. I care about my clients. Alicia says, I'm already a client, and I just joined your affiliate program. I have an investor meeting Thursday to help sign them up for the program. That's awesome. Tons of affiliates. If you want a great income stream, if you know a lot of people, you got a following, you got an email list, like your friends are all investors, you got a big group of investor, business owner type of friends, get signed up with us as an affiliate. After you become a client, say, hey, I went through the process, I got credit, it works. Start referring clients to us. We'd be more than happy to send out a referral fee. Again, $500 off our normal price. It's normally $4,000 per person. Today, it's $3,500 for you and your partner. And if you're a veteran, we're going to take another $200 off after you sign up. What does that include? It's a 12-month done-for-you membership. The secondary applicant's going to be for completely free, like I just said. We're going to build up to and over $250,000. You're going to get corporate credit, which is the vendor store credit stuff that I was talking about, separate from the zero interest cash credit. One-on-one access to Fund and Grow Rockstar Rep. We have a team of 52, but what we normally do is assign you an account manager, and they hold your hand through the process. So you're not getting bounced around, from person to person. You're dealing with one person. You create rapport. They take care of you, and then you mention them in the review after you get credit because you're happy with what they've done for you. That's what happens. That's literally what happens with our clients. And yes, it's tax deductible. So the first 15 are getting the value and the bonus that we're offering, and I can tell you that we're probably getting close to that 15. We've got a lot of people that have been signing up. I mentioned that earlier. We had a lot of people that we welcomed, and there's several more that have come in. So thank you guys for having faith in us, and we hope you guys appreciate this live webinar and us answering the questions and doing everything we can to provide value, and not just collect money. We're also trying to provide value, create a great service for you, great experience, but also right now, we're not getting paid for this webinar, but we're here going on an hour and a half, and I like doing this. I like connecting with you guys, and okay. So yeah, great value. Let me know what your questions are. What's holding you back? Why are you on the fence? What are you uncertain about? Tell me the thing that's making you feel a little bit uncertain about this. And this is a good infographic that lays out our roadmap to success going through the Fund and Grow process. So we start here. Welcome to Fund and Grow. As you can see, step 2, access your client portal. You'll log into your client account. You'll fill out your information. Simple stuff. So easy a caveman can do it. I'm just kidding. But no, you log in, fill out that stuff. Then you complete the portal. Then we do a credit review. We go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. We find errors, inaccuracies. We let you know what the best plan of action is to improve overall lendability, which is number 5, if needed. Sometimes we don't need to do a thing. We can apply as is. Sometimes we say, hey, because we're experts and we see about 1,500 to 2,000 credit reports every month, here's some things that we think we could do to improve your credit. And when we do that, when we bring that stuff up, actually take our advice. Don't just say, oh, I don't want to do that. Just get me as much credit now as you can. That's like a little impulsive. We're trying to do things the smart and best way possible. So if we say, make these pay downs, or let's remove this collection, it's in your best interest. It's not just to waste your time. It's to actually ensure that we don't waste your time and we get you the most amount of funding possible. Right? Because if we listen to your advice and we just forget about what we know, we're not going to get good results. So we need you guys to really heed our advice. Number 6, applications and negotiations. That's all on us. We do it all. We apply, we follow up. Now you got to remember, we do about 10 to 15 million every month. We're in constant contact with the banks that we work with, and so those relationships really play in your favor versus you sitting on the phone for an hour on hold. It's much better to have a team at your disposal. Just like when you close on a real estate deal, you're not going to learn how to do the closing paperwork. You're going to hire a title company to do it and pay them a few grand or whatever it is, depending on the purchase price. Same thing here. You want the pros in your corner. Number 7, utilize funding and remove inquiries. That's what happens after we get you approved. Then we start going into the inquiry removal process and getting you ready for your next batch. But again, inquiries are basically like a non-issue. When I say that, I mean after we get you business credit, those inquiries there mean nothing compared to the business credit that we got you. So if you're worried about getting inquiries, you're worried about nothing. You need to forget about that because the inquiries are a byproduct of getting tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in business credit. So for you to fret over a 2-point inquiry is unreasonable. You need to just follow our advice and work with us to remove those inquiries because it's not a big deal anyway. But once in a while, people are like, "Oh no, is it going to hit my credit when we apply? Aren't I going to get inquiries?" Like, yeah, you are, but it's worth it. Think about it. You're comparing inquiries; they're like nothing compared to like a great value of business credit. All right, so then we'll get the inquiries, then we'll review your lendability, and then we'll go for more higher funding amounts at step 9, and then we'll repeat the process again. Getting back to the questions, it looks like a lot of you guys are still here with us. We really appreciate you hanging out and interacting. Lots of engagement, which is really cool. All right. C. Roberts. Hi, I signed up before. Can I still partake in the system? Of course you can. Did you sign up like over a year ago and you're wanting to sign up again? Absolutely. We have clients doing that all the time. I definitely recommend it. If you haven't signed up yet, go to the link fundandgrow.com/Veterans Day 2020. It's been a hell of a 2020, right? Oh, I just kicked the camera. As I'm saying that. All right, let's see. Mike, what are the average interest rate for those fundings? 0% on average 12 months. Some are 15, some are 9 months. After that, it goes to about 12 to 16%, but we're getting you multiple accounts over the 12 months, getting you multiple rounds of funding, and that allows you to continue to keep your balances at 0% interest for as long as possible. Does that make sense, Mike? Let me know if you got anything else. Juan says, LLC is inactive. That sucks. I forgot to file my annual report for my LLC and I had to pay a $400 fee. I've been there with you, Juan. And yeah, you don't have to even use that entity anyway. If you don't want to use that LLC because it's currently inactive and you need to pay $720 to reactivate it, that's up to you. We don't need that LLC. We can easily bypass that and still get you credit. Mike says, great, loud and clear, cool. Guys, let me know what other questions you have. What's unclear? What's the thing that you're like, what is this? How does that work? Let me know, because I've been doing this for going on 10 years, and I know how every part of this process works and every part of our business, how it operates. So let me know if you got any other things. All right. Any other YouTube questions? It looks like I've gotten to most of these here, but I want to, I got nothing else to do today. I'm just kidding. But I'm going to be here, so if you guys have any questions, let's get them going and get you guys, because I want everyone to understand what we're doing. I don't want people to feel like, go sign up, just go buy it. It's a discount, go buy it. We got tons of clients. We got tons of paid advertising going on that Imran and the marketing team are crushing it with. So we're not too worried about, bringing on more clients. So I want you guys to feel really comfortable with everything before we even get to that point and understand the qualifications and all that stuff. Expectations are huge. Just like in real estate, Amazon, whatever the case might be, expectations are extremely important in order to keep your business moving forward seamlessly without having all these bumps in the road and problems and fires. You know, you want expectations to be set, so that's what we're trying to do. Jeff says, so do we need to learn how to do this after signing up? Do you need to learn how to do what after signing up, Jeff? Or should we just rely on F&G as we would any other professional? Yeah, you don't have to learn how to do this. You could pay us for the, 3 years into the future if you want to. A lot of clients do that. I'm not exaggerating. A lot of clients will work with us for multiple years in a row. So if that's something you want to do, you can, or you can go through the program one time, and now you've pretty much learned what we're doing, and now you can take that knowledge and implement it yourself. But here's the problem. Most people aren't going to do that. Plain and simple. Most people aren't going to do what we're doing, spending the time that it takes to submit multiple applications, spending the time that it takes to follow up to 7 times with each bank. Most people aren't going to do that. It's going to end up becoming a low priority for you, and you're just going to push it onto the back burner, just like, because you're focused on revenue generating things within your business, as you should be. And most people don't want to learn a new trade that have an actual business with some revenue and investments and cash flow. It makes a lot of sense to hire someone to do that. So Jeff, does that answer your question? Because I wasn't really clear on what you were asking, but I hope I answered you. I want the pros doing everything for me. I don't want to do anything when it comes to like stuff that's going to take up my time. Like washing my car, for example. I want the professional detailer to do it because he's going to do it way faster, way better, and I'm going to be able to focus on other things that actually make me money. You know what I mean? Same thing with real estate. You can pick up the hammers and paintbrushes if you want, but my suggestion is to find other deals while your painter and your carpenter is handling that stuff. You're finding deals. You're finding more money. That's what I'm always on the hunt for. All right, so let's see. What happens if I don't renew the membership? You don't renew your membership. That's it. You get the credit, you get the entity, everything we've done for you is yours, and you don't renew the membership. The interest rate will go up to about 12 to 16% on average after that, but you've learned a lot after you've gone through the membership. That's up to you if you want to renew it or not. I'm not here to twist anyone's arm about that. Do you have to pay for a second round of business credit with Fund&Grow? No, because the $3,500 is a capped fee for the 12 months that includes 3 rounds of funding. So you don't have to pay for the second round. There's other companies out there you can go to if you want. They'll charge you 15% on the back end. So imagine you get $100,000. You got to pay 15% back end fee. And we're like one of the only companies that only charges $3,500 for 12 months. And we're the biggest. We have the best reputation. We do the most volume. And I'm not just saying that. It's 100% true. Other companies, though, aren't as big. They don't have as much volume. They don't have all the things going on that we've got. So they're charging 15% on $100,000. That's $15,000 for the $3,500 service that you could be getting for 12 months with 3 rounds, or you can go and get 1 round and pay 10 to 15% back end fee. So imagine you get $50,000, you got to pay, let's just say, a 10% back end fee. That's still $5,000 for $50,000 versus $3,500, and we'll probably get you $50,000 3 times, or $100,000, 50. It varies. Right? That's why we build up to $250,000. So imagine you get $250,000 with one of these other companies that are charging you 10 to 15%. You do the math. Obviously, this is way better. We have another option. We charge 9% separate from this. Separate. We have a performance-based option where we charge 9%. Still not a good deal. That's why we're only talking about the $3,500, because that's like a one-off situation. We have like 1 client, 2 clients here and there that'll do that, but it doesn't make sense because you're paying more every time we apply. You got to pay 9%. No, pay $3,500, get the 3 rounds of funding, and get the best deal. Save your money, and get value and get your best bang for your buck. Don't go out to some other company that's going to charge you 15% on the back end, 10% on the back end. You're not going to get as much value out of it, and you're going to end up wasting money that you should be investing into your business. Mark says, are these permanent lines of credit? So what you just asked is basically, you're answering your own question here, Mark, because these are revolving accounts, which means they're permanent, which means they'll be open until you close them. So yes, they're permanent. Excuse me. Do you have to pay another $4,000 if I want to work with you guys for another year? Yes. Optional, not required, not automatic renewal. Up to you. Let us know if you want to do it. But if you pay $3,500 today and you want to sign up next year, we'll still do it for $3,500. You won't have to pay the full $4,000 if that's what you're asking. Let me know if that's what if that answers. Not sure if I heard the response as it relates to whether there's an impact of receiving business credit if applying for SBA loan. No, that's a non-issue. Accounting principles are the limits to funding. When do underwriters stop letting you get more credit? There's no limits to funding. The more you get, the more of a foundation you've built, the better credibility you have, the more they're going to lend to you. Now, if you're not doing anything with it, they're going to notice that, like you're not going to just keep getting more for no reason. If you got $100,000, you need to be using it, paying it off, using it, paying it off. Like, hey, I need more than $100,000 now, because you see what I'm saying? It has to actually make sense. They're not going to give someone more and more and more and more if that person's not actually using it in their business and creating a return on investment, using a big chunk, paying it down after a while. Does that make sense? Oye Vivo says, I'm a member, just got my first round, exclamation, awesome. I love hearing that. Accounting principles, I've been in your program a few years ago. Well, let's get it going again, because we've only improved. We've got a bigger building now, we've got a bigger team, and the sky's the limit. We're building another office building, believe it or not. We just moved into our new building, and we've we've got a good 15 or so, 20 spots still that we could fill in that new building. But we just met with our district state representative, and he also owns a contracting company, a builder. He's a builder. He's also the state representative for our district, and cool guy. I used to play softball with him like 5 years ago, and his friend is actually the county commissioner. We had them over at the grand opening, and so we had a meeting with them about 2 weeks ago to start the engineering and the prints, the blueprints, all that stuff for the new building that we're going to be building on our current premises. So if anyone's in the area and you ever want to come out and meet with us in person, you're more than welcome to. We have that happen sometimes. The problem is all of our clients are spread out all across the country. But we do have something like, for example, JJ, I mentioned, Jonathan Jarrell. We went to Citrus Springs and did an interview with him because he bought 3 duplexes and built them from the ground up. Side by side, he's about an hour away from here. And he actually came into the office before signing up because he wanted to, make a, put in face to the name, whatever, see that there's people there and it's not just some like online, scam or something. And he came in, he met with my sister, Christy, who's the head of our business development, and signed up, I don't know, maybe a year ago, 6 months ago, and he's already got 3 duplexes. So, it's all about you, really. Funding is funding. Period. You can get funding anywhere, whatever you want. You could pay 10%, 0%, 30%, doesn't matter. It's all about you and what you've got going on when it comes to real estate, Amazon, entrepreneurial stuff, whatever you have going on, this is only going to help it. But if you don't have much going on that side, then this might not be for you. Juan says, where are you located? We are just north of Tampa, Florida, in a little town called Spring Hill. It's not a little town. We're about 120,000 population. Tampa's like 300,000 population. But more of like a suburb, smaller city type of a town. But yeah, let me see if I could pull up that group photo. So remember, you're going to get better personal credit working with us. I can't tell you how many times, I could bring it back up real quick. But one of the guys that I interviewed, he talked about how he went from a 710, right there, 710 to an 820 credit score. Maurice, super cool dude. He got such an amazing deal on it. He bought like 4 properties in a bundle, and he got it for like $65,000. I forget the location that he's at, but he started collecting $3,200 a month in rent by spending $65,000. And if you're a real estate investor, you know that's like an awesome cap rate and return for that purchase price to be collecting $3,000 a month in rent. That's awesome. And that was his first 6 deals he ever did was with us. That's so cool. And anyway, he went from 710 to a 820 credit score and got $230,000 in business credit. All right, so just gonna get to these. And most funding obviously is tied to an asset like HELOCs, auto loans, mortgages. It's all secured to your asset and collateralized. But that's not how it is with business credit. It's unsecured and it's safe. You don't lose your property if you miss a payment like you do with hard money. Here's the credit gain view in our CRM, and this is what shows the credit as it's coming in on a daily basis. And we usually share that because you can see there's a lot of zeros there, and those zeros indicate what is actually happening when you apply on your own. So if you see this column initial, it's hard to see it, but there's a lot of zeros. That's the auto approval, and the auto approval comes in with just basically nothing but zeros. And that's why 80% of the funding that we get comes from our negotiations process. And that's why working with us is better than working with anyone else, because they don't do the negotiations process. What they do is they submit applications, usually a lot more at one time, which hurts your credit, and they tell you to call in and find out what the decision is. And that's never as effective as having us doing that work. So if you don't qualify, then you're not going to get funding right away. That's just the way it is. So if you need credit repair, whatever it is, we'll help you with that. But if you do qualify, it's usually a 3 to 4 week turnaround. Corporate credit's included. Bought office buildings with it. Look at that beautiful building right there. And when we say we bought it with corporate credit, what that means is we got a non-recourse, non-PG loan. It's a commercial property. Much easier to get the non-recourse loans on commercial properties. When it comes to single-family and residential stuff, the only way you're going to get a non-recourse type of a loan like that, or a non-PG type of a loan, is if you're bundling multiple properties together. That's really the only way. But with commercial, like apartments and stuff like that, it's easier to get a non-PG loan. But it also really, really helps having the corporate credit and the business credit rating in your favor, because getting these types of loans is a lot easier that way. Also, having strong revenue is helpful when it comes to getting the non-recourse, non-PG loans. But getting access to funding in a short period of time, up to $100,000 at 0 interest, that is all simply based on your personal credit. And that's really the way it is. So, paid ads, we've got clients. So I've interviewed so many clients. I've got so many reviews. It's pretty cool. If you don't know what to do with the funding, I could help you with that. We have a lot of affiliates that can help you with that. If you need some real estate coaching, we can help with that and connect you with people that can show you the ropes. I personally learned how to do real estate investing, how to buy properties at a discount, how to locate them, and basically the art of finding discounted properties. If you don't know what to do with the funding, you need to learn that, or you need to get into Amazon or internet marketing. We have a lot of people that are doing that. A lot of people that are consulting, connecting with companies that need help to grow their marketing and their reach. There's so many things you can do with the funding, but if you don't know right now at all, then you probably shouldn't sign up yet. Is this a training course? No. We do the work. It's a done-for-you service, and we're not lying to you. That's actually the truth. We do all the work. It's not like other companies out there. They'll just they'll say it's a done-for-you service, and then they'll give you a login with a bunch of video tutorials. That's not what we do at all. Let me get back to these questions because we're almost running out of time here. Just want to make sure that I've connected with you guys and just kind of create as much free value as we can here. No, it doesn't work for non-U.S. citizens. You have to have a U.S. social security number and a U.S. address and U.S. credit history. So basically, if you're not in the U.S., no, it doesn't work. Wants to have an application in process. What application do you have in process? What do you mean? All right, looks like we're pretty much dried up on the questions here. I've gotten through nearly all of these slides. The monthly payments are 1% of the monthly balance. So whatever your balance is, if it's $30,000, it's a $300 monthly payment. Very simple, just like a credit card. Yes, the normal price is $39.97, and no, it's not $39. It's $3,997, and that's discounted today to $500 off to $3,497. And you can add a partner. And when your membership expires, yes, you can sign up again if you'd like to get more credit. The credit card repayment, I just explained, 1% of the balance. So cash access, sending a wire is important, and a lot of our clients do it. I do it. I've interviewed tons of clients that do it. It works. It's not hot air. It's a real thing. You can send a wire from the business credit account to the title company to any place of business, and you'll get access to that cash that way. So just like when you send a wire from your bank account to the title company, if you've ever bought a property cash, I have, it's the exact same process, and it's not hard. It's easy. Everyone tells me how easy it is. I've done it. I know how easy it is. But hearing from clients who have to do it is more important, because it might be easy for me because I've done it many times. But when I hear it from my feedback from my clients that it's easy for them, I know it's going to be easy for you too. Now you can call in if you want. Ideally, if you want the discount, you're going to want to go to fundandgrow.com/Veterans Day 2020. If you're one of these people that can't sign up without talking to a human being, give me your phone number through the questions area. If you don't know your credit score, we'll check that for you. But if you have no idea where your credit's at, you probably don't qualify. I mean, you know, if you haven't looked at your credit score in the last 5 years and you have no clue where it's at, check it out first. Go to Credit Karma or some free credit report thing. But if you think you're about a 730, 700 score, get signed up. We'll do a full credit review with you and let you know exactly the plan of action. We'll give you a lot of helpful, actionable steps too. So even if you decide that you don't, after that you realize you don't qualify and you need a lot of work, you'll at least have a nice funding, tangible funding plan that you can then follow, so you can get out of the rut and get your credit cleaned up so that you can qualify for funding with us. Does a payment plan slow the process? Not at all. Not at all. It doesn't change anything at all. Yes, this works for startups. Doesn't matter if you're brand new or not. Does not matter as long as your credit's decent. How long does it take to get funding? 3 to 4 weeks. Fastest path to getting funding. Minimum 720 score. No derogatories. Clean credit. Average age of accounts. You want around 2 years or longer. You don't want 5 accounts you just got 6 months ago. That's going to be a deal breaker. Ideally, if you do have brand new accounts, it's only 1 in the last 6 months. We can't have a bunch of brand new accounts, okay? So you got to have strong history, not just brand new history. Variety of accounts, like multiple major bank cards: Bank of America, Chase, Citi, Key, U.S. Bank, American Express. There's all kinds of banks, but the idea is we want multiple of those major bank cards, not a bunch of Macy's and Best Buy cards. Those don't hold the same weight as a major bank card. I don't know if you knew that, but major bank cards are what the banks are looking at when we apply for business credit. That's how they evaluate you. They don't look at the store cards. Plain and simple. Yeah, so you want your utilization under 35% across each bank level credit card account you have. And I'm not talking about a home equity line of credit. Credit cards. Bank level credit cards, not store cards, 35% or lower across the board. If you're maxed out or over 50 on one, but you're real low on the others, we'll help you move that balance so that you're nice and even across the board. And this is like a hand-holding process too. Like, you're not gonna have to figure this out on yourself. We're gonna explain all this to you in the beginning. We're gonna do a full review with you, and you'll know exactly where you stand. So if you don't qualify and you think it's gonna take you a couple months or whatever it is to qualify, you could easily just say, all right, you know what? I want to back out for now so I can work on my credit and repair it and clean it and pay it down, whatever. That's not a problem. We have a 60-day refund period. We haven't really talked about it that much, but we have a 60-day refund period. All right. These are just some approval letters. Let me get back to the questions and make sure I didn't miss anything. I just wanted to get through these slides. Application for business. So you just applied for business credit? Is that what you're saying, Juan? One application? When did you apply? What bank? And is it a business credit card? Because if you just applied, you could still sign up with us, and we could take over handling that application and then submit more probably. Mike, would you call me tomorrow? Can't talk today. Jeff, I'll have someone call you. Sean, can I transfer balances from my personal cards to new business cards? So guys, I'd love to call you guys all back directly, but I wouldn't be able to do what I have to do every day in running the business and creating content and doing all the things that I'm doing on a regular basis. But you can probably speak to, I mean, not probably, you could definitely speak to one of our business development reps. Christy's the head of our business development team. Christy Banks, that's my sister. And then we have Kevin Hennessy, Marty Banks, Josh Page, that's Ari's brother, and then we also have Jen Ward, who's on our business development team. So if you speak with one of them, you're in great hands. They're all extremely savvy, probably savvier than me now, because they're in the trenches and they're dealing with all these different questions and things that are coming up and the more current things that are changing. So you're in better hands talking with them. So if you do call in to 800-996-0270 and you press 1 to speak with the business development team, you'll be in extremely good hands no matter who you're talking to. And that's how it is with everyone in our office, by the way. There's no duds there. We have people with very bright, sharp perspectives that, you know, are problem solvers, critical thinkers, and low emotions, high intelligence. We're really good at hiring and bringing on talent. And a lot of them are people I know and that Ari knows, or, you know, that's how we've found to be the best way to find really good talent and people who really care, that are going to be dedicated and loyal and long term. We found that referrals and people that you know are great options when it comes to hiring. So if you're thinking about hiring, look in your network. Don't only just go and put out ads, you know, on Indeed. But we found great people that way too. But the loyalty and dedication that you get from the people that you had a relationship with or friendship with usually makes a big difference. And I brought on quite a few people, and they're all still there, and they're like some of our top people, the people that I brought in, which is really cool. And Ari's brought in too. All right, by now, guys, you've got to see the value. If you haven't signed up yet, then you're probably maybe you're just not a good fit, or it's not in the budget right now. But there's really nothing that's holding you back. You got a big discount, great offer. You're in great hands. So by now, you should be already looking at the sales page. If you haven't already seen it, fundandgrow.com/Veterans Day 2020. And we've got a special offer. If you're a veteran, you'll get another $200 off the additional $500. You're going to get, so we're taking $500 off. You're going to get an additional $200 off. I've about hit my limit. I need a break, so I appreciate you guys sticking with me, hanging out. I hope I hope this wasn't a waste of your time. Let me know, if this was like a decent hour and a half to 2 hours of your time. There you go. That's our team right there. And I'm going to give you guys a chance to give me some more questions. Any other questions? I'm going to close it down in a minute. Again, thank you to the veterans. Thank you to everyone who's joined us. Thank you to our marketing team. Thank you to our customer service team. And you guys on the other side, thank you for engaging the questions, the interaction, the positive reviews that some of the clients on the call have left. Just seriously appreciate you guys, and I really appreciate the veterans. So thank you guys. If you have any questions, you can call 800-996-0270, 800-996-0270, press 1, and you'll be able to speak with Christy or the rest of the business development team. And thank you guys so much. Sean, good stuff. Thanks, Mike and Ari. Thank you, Imran. And that's a wrap. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you guys soon. And hopefully we recorded that.